Now, Paddington, this is where he arrived from darkest Peru. Not a controversial figure, but a mild rumpus, it's fair to say. Yesterday, the British Board of Film Classification gave the film a PG certificate, meaning that some scenes could be unsettling or unsuitable for children under the age of 8. They initially said the film featured dangerous behaviour, mild threats, mild sex references, and mild bad language. Paddington, what have you been up to? The distributors had a word about that, and then they replaced the reference to sex references to innuendo instead. Michael Bond, the creator of Paddington, said he was surprised and a little shocked, although we hadn't seen the film at the time. Now, Paddington Station, 8:20, who should you bump into but none other than Hugh Bonneville, star of the film who plays Mr. Brown, and the director, Paul King. Hello, fancy bumping into you here. Well, good to see you. First of all, what did you think of the British Board of Film Classification's description and rating?
I think the rating is terrific, it's perfectly appropriate. I think it's slightly odd to talk about sexual references, which actually refers to me dressed as a cleaning lady, which I think is quite frightening maybe, but perhaps not entirely sexual. But no, to be joining the ranks of films like Elf and Toy Story, which were PGs, I think is totally appropriate.
But Paddington surely should be for everyone, shouldn't it? For children under the age of 8 as well as those over the age of 8.
Oh, I think the film is perfectly watchable for children under the age of 8. I don't think people are going to be barred from taking. I mean, I was watching it with 5-year-olds the other day, and the only danger they had was wetting themselves laughing.
Paul, director and the co-writer as well of this film, aren't you? Were you surprised by the rating you were given?
No, not at all. I think that's what we always thought the film would become. Paddington goes on a long journey. He flees an earthquake. He finds himself lost and alone at Paddington Station after having stowed away in a lifeboat. He gets into all sorts of hijinks with the bathroom. He runs up a down escalator. He does all sorts of things with the best of intentions, which are a bit naughty and probably shouldn't be copied by children. So I think it's only right that for very small children they have a little bit of parental guidance. But it's a very lovely, warm-spirited film, and if Paddington's giving a hard stare to anybody, it's to the people stirring up a lot of nonsense about a storm in a teacup.
But the references to innuendo, I mean, does this in a way reflect the challenges of converting a much-loved children's book into a film? Because you've got to do something different. You can't just replicate what people are already familiar with the books and the TV programme, can you?
Oh, of course, it's being reinvented for a new generation and being put on the big screen. It's being adapted from much-loved books to what I hope will be a much-loved movie. References to innuendo and so on, well, you know, I get dressed up as a cleaning lady, and it's no more worrying than going to see a pantomime dame, which I have played, or indeed seeing Twelfth Night, in which men dress up as women and flirt with other men. And in fact, I challenge any viewer who can get in touch with the BBC on Monday, the 1st of December, after the first weekend of the film, and says that they have been offended or disappointed by the film. I will give them this lovely book of marmalade recipes by Sarah Randall.
Oh, there you go, an offer indeed. We might want to take you up on that one. Finally, Paul, I mean, do you think that there was a slight overreaction when they referred to these mild sex references? Do you think that was going over the top?
I think it's people getting carried away about nothing and journalists looking for a story. But what I'm so pleased is to be in this glorious station with our wonderful creation, celebrating Michael Bond's great creation who survived 50 years, and the chance to bring it to life with such brilliant actors as Hugh, Sally Hawkins and Nicole Kidman has been a dream come true, and we're very, very proud.